To get started on this exercise, you should have downloaded the Tonal bird zip file and open it up to locate one of the images of a bird that I've given you. You only have to do this for any one of them, and you can choose whichever bird that you wish to work through. Once you've got one selected, let's jump into Photoshop and create a new document. We'll go up to File, down to New. The size of your document needs to be 8 by 10. Now yours can be either portrait or landscape depending on how you want your setup. Either way, we'll go for it. Just make sure you're working in inches, your resolution is set to 300, and your color mode is set to RGB. From here, we'll say OK or Create. Now let's bring in the picture that we want to trace off. To do this, it's as simple as dragging and dropping it into place. I'm going to use this bird by dragging it, dropping it into here. Then I'm going to scale it up till it fills out the area that I want. The size for yours may depend on how you want to place it, but as long as it's nice and large, that looks good for me. That'll go for there. The other thing you can do while we've got it selected is let's drop down the opacity of it just a bit. Inside of your Layers panel, with your bird layer selected, drop the opacity down till it's still visible, but not so much. Finally, we don't want to draw on this layer or move it around, so we're going to click on the last little lock to lock down all parts of the layer. All of our drawing and tracing will be done on a new layer, so let's create a new layer above it, and we'll call this our drawing layer. Finally, I'll move my layer out of the way so I can see it. Now the tool that we're going to be using for this is going to be either your paintbrush or your pencil tool. Either one of those will work. For me, I'm going to use my brush tool. The kind of tool I want you to use is going to be one of your legacy brushes that fits the dry media. These are the ones that will reflect the different kinds of media you would typically use for sketching and drawing. This can be a pencil, this can be a graphite pen or a charcoal pencil, anything that showcases this texture. Now when you select the brush that you're working with, always test it out to make sure that you're able to see what you're drawing on. We still have our drawing layer selected. Make sure your foreground color is set to black and your background color is set to white. If I was to draw on top of this, I am zoomed out a good bit, so maybe I'll zoom in so I can see it just a little bit better. But as I draw, I can see it gives me a good, large, solid line to work through. If necessary, you can always go up to your brush settings and adjust the size of it up here. Additionally, make sure your opacity is set to 100%. Now as I draw, I get a good looking, easy to see type sketch drawing. The other thing you can adjust is the flow of your brush. If I was to paint with this now, you can see the amount of texture that I get. If I want it to be more textured, I can bring my flow rate down and it'll be a lot more bumpy, or it won't flow as nicely. Sometimes you have to bring this way down in order to really see some results. So flow is one thing you can adjust, but keep your opacity at 100%. Finally, I'm going to zoom in so I can see each part of it. I'm going to start my illustration by doing the major outlines of all the major parts of my bird, then later going back in and doing shading techniques using cross-hatching or stippling type techniques. Now the outline for mine needs to be much thicker, so I'm going to set my brush size to be typically larger. The size for yours may depend on how well you work. The other thing you may want to do at this time is, as you zoom in and draw this, if you want your lines to be smoother, you can adjust your smoothing and bring it up. This will let your drawing go a lot quicker. Whoops, let's put my drawing back. So now as I draw, this will give me a much smoother line for things like the beak. And if you need to, you can always do Command Z to undo it and break up your line as you draw off each of the different parts. Also, as you work, you may want to go down to your Layers panel and turn off the visibility to get an idea of what your sketch looks like. I'll turn it back on and continue. If you ever reach a part that has not a hard edge, but you can see a feathered type edge, this is especially where you want to slow down and maybe do a broken line or a directional line to give the impression that it's feathered and not a true edge. Visually, when you turn off this, you can see how it's still visible, but it looks much more like a nice sketched out line. So you can see this edge of this side versus this where it's outlined. Both of them have broken lines, but one is much more harder when you see the hard edges on things. Your eye wants to be able to do some of the work to fill in the information where it's seeing your drawing. All right, now with this done, let's go back in and start adding the tones and shades to your design. There's really two different ways we can think about this. Since we're already tracing, let me show you the easiest way to trace off and do the tones and shades. First, I'm going to use a slightly smaller brush. Right now I've got it at 15 pixels. I'm going to knock it back down to about half that size. 8 or 9 pixels is a good contrasting one. This smaller bit will make it much easier to do hatching and cross hatching that differentiates from my thicker outline. You can zoom out. Think of shading in terms of large blocked areas. So if I'm looking at his head, I can see that this is one larger area, and I'm kind of shading in the direction that his feathers would be. Now this particular technique works really well because he's got feathers, and so when I shade, all I'm doing is building up the density of those feathers until I get the desired opacity that I want. You can see how it's much darker around his eyes, so in this case I'm spending a lot more time slowly building up the density of these smaller little feathers. If necessary, to get it a little bit more dense, first let's check and see what this looks like. So that's coming in nicely. You can see how it's nice and thick. If I wanted to get it more denser, I can go at an opposite direction. In this case, instead of going one direction, I'm going to go the opposite, or the perpendicular direction, of this one. The main thing is it's also following the contour. So these are going more up and down. The others are going more slanted. And by doing that, that adds a lot of density to that area. And turning it off and back on, I can always go back and add where I need it to be. Since his beak is very dark, I'm just going to quickly shade this in. I'm letting my pen do all the work. I'm not pressing it very hard. I intentionally want to get that muscle memory of how hard I can press, or not press in this case. We'll turn that off, and now I can see where this is coming into position. We'll do a little bit here on this crest. So you can see how tracing off the shade can be done in this mode. The downside to tracing off this way is that you always have to go back and forth to see your image and to also see what you're drawing. The image tends to cover up or obscure how you want to shade. It'd be much better if I could see my image and my bird in two separate views. So let's do this. I'm going to save what I'm working on if you haven't saved it already. Make sure you call it your tonal bird and put your name on it. We're going to save this as a Photoshop document, and we'll say OK to the settings. All right, now that it's saved, I want to be able to view my picture as a separate document and my drawing as its own workspace. To do this, let's go back down to our Layers panel. I'm going to unlock this layer by clicking on the lock here, or you can even do it up here. And with it unlocked, notice that it's a smart object. This means if I double click on this image, it will open it up as a separate document up here. Now, with this on top, let's open these as two side-by-side views. Go up to Window, down to Workspace, down to Arrange, and let's do it as 2 up vertical. Now check out what I've got. I've got one document on this side, as well as my drawing over here on this side. In between, we can adjust how much room we have by clicking here and dragging it over, because I want to be able to see this more. So I'm going to intentionally keep this drawing small, so I may zoom out a bit, and I'll stick it up here. And I'm working on my drawing document. We'll go down to the Layers and turn off visibility for him. Now I can see both of these. I can zoom in to where I'm working as well as seeing my drawing. I prefer to work this way. Just make sure you got the right layer selected. So back on Drawing Layer, because now I can look at what I'm drawing and see exactly the tone that I want it to be and how I want it to be blended in. So moving back over, I'm going to go in and finish up all of the sketching that I can do just for my bird. Let's fill in his little eye and get it also looking good. He's got a little bit of a highlight, I see, so I'll keep that in there. And we'll move down the body. Now, a final technique I want to point out can be found down here towards his tail feathers. I intentionally made all of this area darker than necessary because this will give me the ability to swap over from drawing or painting in black to having white as my foreground color. With white, I can now go back and I can almost erase away the lines. Let's see if I can go on here. So essentially, I'm drawing on top of this, scratching away, erasing away the lines until it comes back to the tone that I need it to be. You can also use this technique to clean up any areas that maybe you've gone stray, like you've gone outside there. That's worth it too. I still want this to look sketchy. I still want this to look like it was hand drawn and not necessarily digitally drawn. But this gives you some flexibility to be able to almost draw in white to clean up or undo any particular lines that you feel like need to be rendered into your area. Once it's finished and you've got the entire bird sketched out, go ahead and one last time save this as a Photoshop document and upload the Photoshop document to the class page.